Hey there folks, and welcome to this video. I'm Kat, this is my racing encyclopedia. Let's talk about what's coming up on this channel and the world of motorsport. Starting off, this is the second time I'm actually having a go at this video, and I've just noticed my mic is slightly out of place, so you should be able to hear me a little bit better now. Luckily my PC isn't in overdrive, which it was yesterday when I was recording the first run of this. On this channel over the next few days... Tempted fate, didn't I? It's starting to wear up now. You can expect a preview for Formula E in Jeddah. You can expect a preview for the Bathurst 12 Hours. Probably something for supercars, because I'd quite like to do preseason predictions this time around. And I do need to have something that replaces World RX. Then on Friday, a review for F1 Testing 2. On the Saturday, FE in Jeddah is also my birthday. And then on the Sunday, WRC in Sweden. Monday, Daytona 500. And... yeah, potentially a preview for Testing 3 on Tuesday, and Wednesday, potentially a review for Bathurst. And then next Thursday, the next general notice. I might do something sooner. I haven't really figured that one out yet. Not what I'm doing next Friday, but we'll wait and see, won't we? Anyways, on to the news from the world of motorsport. And to start off... there are rumours that the F1 engine rules may change for Melbourne. For those of you who aren't familiar with the situation, essentially the compression ratio is measured at an ambient temperature and in a more static condition, a controlled condition, because they don't want to have the sensors running all the time. Apparently Mercedes may have found a loophole in the rules. Allegedly, Red Bull Powertrains did as well, but apparently, according to the race, since then they've been convinced over to the other side. Now, if Barcelona was a true metric of performance, which it probably wasn't since it was a glorified shakedown event where teams ran 3 of the 5 days, at least that's what it was meant to be, Ferrari were up there with Mercedes. So why they'd want to protest it, I don't know. Most likely that's not the case. Now, rumours are that these changes could even come in as far as Albert Park. Most likely, it would be that, so not to cause a massive issue, it would come in for 2027, and then you just deal with the other teams whining. Ferrari will threaten to leave because it's Ferrari, they always do. But, I don't know. I think Mercedes have done this so many times. Just do what you usually do. If there is a loophole exploited, close it for next season. Otherwise, yeah. I mean, I think that's the best situation. You're not punishing somebody for following the rules, but you're also then rewarding those who felt within the spirit of the rule. It's a weird halfway house, which annoys everybody, which means you're probably doing something right. Now for something that probably doesn't annoy a lot of people. Formula E. I know, controversial. There are rumours there'll be a second US race, and the race is also talked about these. I saw this come up on my feed recently, and I was thinking this is a really interesting thing. So, apparently there have been ideas of street races. DC was announced. Though, apparently... tangentially to the IndyCar one, I reckon since IndyCar have got the DC one, that's less likely now. Especially because whilst most states have state governments that would sponsor it, DC kind of is at the whim of the federal government, so I think IndyCar's got that slot booked in. Yeah, the other ones that have apparently come up are Detroit, Atlanta, Phoenix, and Denver. And then... even then, there have been the ideas of Canada, Toronto, which recently lost the downtown race with IndyCar. But the two that the race have said are the most likely ones are racing circuits, permanent circuits. One of them is Circuit of the Americas, which, well, if they did the full circuit, that could be interesting. The NASCAR one could also be interesting, or even the short one could have interesting ramifications. That's got a really nice tight chicane. that cuts out the backstretch stuff. But if Gen 4 is meant to be more like F1, be interested to see that Slipstream Fest, though. I bet there'd have to be a lot of regen. The other one I actually prefer, because it's Laguna Seca. I like Laguna Seca, I do. It's got an issue at the moment, which us in the UK would use the term NIMBY, not in my backyard. People built a lot of houses around Laguna Seca and then were surprised when a racetrack was being loud. And they managed to put noise restrictions on it. A bit like what you have in Brands Hatch in the UK, though that's also been more residential in the past. And so Brands Hatch has a thing where there's a certain noise curfew, and it's light limited as well. When it comes to the Laguna Seca one, it's a certain amount of days out of the year that it can run. And I think that's flat out, not even up to a certain time. Formula E won't break that. It's essentially free real estate in that way, because it could be run on a weekend where Laguna Seca's got nothing else going on. If everything else is electric, having an electric festival there, people aren't going to hear it. That would be nice. If it's at no additional trouble to the venue, and it means you get to see Formula E cars take on the corkscrew, that could be fun. Especially with the nature of Formula E. I know Gen 4s are going to be bigger, wider, whatever. But if they manage to keep the general formula that has worked for Formula E so far, they managed to make Monaco races exciting. You can have overtakes in Monaco. Attack mode down the corkscrew, maybe. I think I'm asking for maximum chaos with that. Most likely it'd be the Andretti hairpin, right? But it just feels right. What doesn't feel right, what is weird, is what happened with the ARA over the weekend. The American Rally Association, what was Rally America. It had its first round, Snowdrift, and it seemed like a rally that nobody wanted to win. Right, so Patrick Grushka, who is behind the wheel of a Hyundai i20, the gearbox seizes up. Got one of the new Rally 2s. I think it's new for this year as well, so it's seizing up right away. Not good. Potentially bad omens for people who are doing Rally Sweden in a few days' time, because there are quite a few i20s on that entry list as well. Travis Pastrana takes over. It's Travis Pastrana, of course. And then he goes off, loses 20 minutes. Which means that following on from a Rally 3 car winning 2 stages, one of them being the Calder Turini, and at the same time managing to get third on Super Sunday in the WRC, Matteo Fontana, a Rally 3 car nearly won in the ARA, Snowdrift. And it's 2 familiar surnames. El Camino. I think in this case, was it Alex or Rhiannon? I honestly can't remember, because the other one co-driving with Ken Block. Well, Alex was Rhiannon was with Pastrana, but the driver, Leah Block, as in 19-year-old eldest daughter of the late Ken Block, Leah Block. Yeah, she nearly won. And then the timing belt went. Car stops 2 corners from the end of the rally. Now, I saw on Facebook lots of people going, oh, it's a Fiesta, it's a wet belt. Maybe. But she gets to the end of the stage. She's third. She drops to third. Because she gets towed past the end of the stage, she's disqualified for external assistance. That's a shame. And then, out of nowhere, the eventual winner of the event, an Audi driven by Javier Castro, also disqualified for external assistance. Meaning that Mark Piaskowski, I think it's Piaskowski, might be Piakovsky, but I think he's American, ends up with a win. Now, he has won Snowdrift before, so it's the second win on Snowdrift, second ARA National Series win. But it's the most bizarre of circumstances. I think even the last one, which I'm pretty sure was it 2022 or was it 2024? Was through similar circumstances of people not showing up or people failing to finish. I think the likes of Semenuk didn't show up, for example. But, I mean, he's good. No two ways about that. He is a good driver. But the dramas that came up in Snowdrift were almost otherworldly. But let me know your thoughts, your feelings, your observations on any of this stuff in the comment section down below. As always, thanks for watching and thanks for joining. Until next time, bye for now.